welcome back to another episode of Matt Trippin. On this episode, we're going to go over the top 10 rules you'll need to follow at Riverside Campground. Please click that subscribe button, hit the like button. Are you ready? Let's start tripping. Number 10 isn't actually a rule, but it is something that is important to know that you are down at Riverside Campground. It is a flash flood area. So if you're in the middle of a monsoon or a heavy rainstorm, especially after a drought and we haven't seen rain in a while, the Riverside could possibly become a flash flood area. Roger, one of our main crew members who went camping with us, was down at the river in the 80s, and he lost all his camping gear when he went back to Cave Creek to get a bite to eat and get out of the rain for a little while. The rain picked up, they had to release water from the dam, and it flooded out the whole Riverside Campground down there, and he lost all his camping gear. But thank God he didn't lose his life, right? Number 9 is a fishing license is required. If you plan on going fishing, you will need a fishing license down at Riverside Campground. If you plan on going fishing and you need to know what type of fishing license you need, please look up Arizona Game and Fish Department and they will clue you in on everything you need to know about your fishing license. Number 8, no cutting firewood. That's right, you're out in the middle of the desert. There are even dead trees with branches hanging off them. You are not allowed to cut firewood up here. So please bring your own. A bag or two a night should do. Number 7, no parking along the roadway. You can park in individual little spots that they have open, and you can camp along the river, but you cannot park along the roadway and take your stuff down to the campsite and leave your car there for the night. Number 6, there are a maximum of 10 people per campsite and 3 vehicles. So we would take up 2 campsites. You can have 20 people and 6 vehicles. Rule number 5 is there is no reserving campsites, but there are pretty much 10 designated campsites down there with a fire pit and a picnic table. Number 4, you're limited to 14 days down there at the campsite. So if you're planning on going camping for more than 2 weeks, you will have to pick up camp after 14 days and move it to another campsite. There are quiet hours down at Riverside Campground. That's if you're getting too rowdy, too noisy, somebody can call in on you. We've never had a problem. We've been up till 2 or 3 in the morning out there having a good time, laughing and giggling, no fighting. And it's usually been people that are in our group, so we never had anybody complain. But the quiet hours are from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Rule number 2, which ought to be a common sense rule, there is no discharging of firearms at the campsite. There are roadways there. If you know Arizona gun laws, I'm sure there are pretty much the same law in every state. You're not allowed to shoot across the road. You're not allowed to shoot in an area where families and people will gather for camping and stuff like that. So again, rule number 2 is no discharging of firearms. Rule number 1, and it's the big one, no ATVs or ATCs. I don't know if that means you can't bring a motorcycle down there. I know that there's a road up from the campsite that has a pretty long trail that you might be able to follow. Check in with the Cave Creek Ranger Station to find out. There are a huge number of motorcycle trails as you're coming into Bartlett Lake off of Bartlett Dam Road. Right as you come in off of Cave Creek, you turn in, there's the Cave Creek Ranger Station, and across on the right hand side of the road are a bunch of trails for motorcycle riding. I see them camping out there all the time. I've never been motorcycle riding, but it looks like a good time. So if you do plan to take your bike out, that is it's close to town, so if you have any problems, everything's right there. And it's just right, again, it's right off of Cave Creek Road and Bartlett Dam Road. Right as you turn in, on your right, there are a bunch of trails out there for motorcycles. But again, if you want to see if there's a trail open down here at Riverside Campground, check in with the Cave Creek Ranger Station. Our next videos are going to be all about Riverside Campground, my 4-day trip down there, 3 nights. Please check it out. Please click subscribe, hit that like button, and remember, never stop tripping.